Thank you very much, Uncle Bitchy. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up but with the grandkids. I believe, Luke, can you put the camera down for just a sec so we can...
No problem.
Gotta raise this up. All right. All right, here's a guy that's very well acquainted with a microphone.
Hey everybody. Get myself together here. I was gonna wear my 49ers jersey, so I'm glad I didn't do that. So, I don't have really the most prepared thoughts right now, so I'll try not to just blab on and on. I was my popo's first grandson, almost a granddaughter. That's not been true, but whatever. I'm not too concerned about gender roles and whatnot. But I had the blessing to be there and to get spoiled all on my own and get all of my grandparents' love for the first 8 years. So we had I had the most incredibly adorable cousin who was born after that, Stephanie. So that was no problem. I wasn't worried about losing spotlight on there because she was crazy cheeks and whatnot, crazy smile and stuff. But I think everything that I was going to share is a lot of what y'all know about her already, and just really just driving home how much inspiration we all got from her in so many ways. What Auntie Deborah brought up around not only our love for education and learning, but also of educating others and sharing the knowledge that we have and sharing what we have in the world with other people, and hoping that we can continue to pass these things along to generations and whatnot. I remember when I graduated from high school, a couple months later, I got this huge photo album full of everything related to my time in high school, and I had no clue how she got this stuff put together. It was just, it's actually I think the only real photo album. It's not even a photo album really. It's mostly documents and stuff, but it's the only one I have with me when I moved to New York. And it's very special to me. And I didn't actually realize at the time. I was just that's cool, okay. All right. Now, looking back and actually having those memories is so important. It really reminds me also of, if you guys know of her love of photography, obviously. And, imagine if she had a digital camera. How many pictures would there be? Have you guys seen her basement with the slides and other photos? When the little throwaway cameras were around, she'd have 5 or 6 of them and just fill them up and just toss it back in the bag and get another one out. I can't imagine if she had the access to taking as many photos as she wanted and just shoving it onto a hard drive. It would be really amazing. But it's thanks to her footage and thanks to her love of documenting things and of taking that footage that we have something like that beautiful cam video that was put together a couple years ago where Andrea and Doug and Gong were in, and able to see some just really really awesome historic footage that has just really meant so much to people even beyond our family. I think also with that, just a love of travel. I think she's really definitely the person who really struck that travel bug into me personally. Knowing of not only their travels before I was around and hearing stories of that, and playing with all of her elephants from their time in India. And I don't know how many of those I broke the tusks off. I probably ruined those for all the other grandchildren later to come. Those were my favorite things ever. I remember all the different size little wooden elephants were always my favorite. I think probably till I was way too old to be playing with wooden elephants. But and then the trips that Popo and Gong took in the elder hostel days and all over the place, always traveling, and not just traveling to places to go to those places and live as tourists, but also to learn about the cultures and about the societies that we're living in. And that really, I think, changed how I think about traveling and how I think about exploring the world and really learning about what it means to go to places and to visit other people's homelands and whatnot. It really defined how I see the world myself. And then, of course, of course, her love of sports, right? Like, I mean, I'm not from the Bay, but my favorite baseball team is the A's. And we got the 49ers, who, you know, we've seen better days, but, you know, but those were the days. I remember, you know, those are still my favorite teams. I've never lived up here, but, you know, I talk crap about the teams wherever I live, whenever I can, you know, go against people who are there. I remember, you know, a couple of years back when, you know, she was no longer able to really walk, couldn't really talk, couldn't really hear. But the Giants were in that World Series, and she couldn't do a whole lot, but she could wave that orange flag. That's how she could just swing it around, couldn't say anything. Nobody was cheering harder for her when they won that series. And that passion and that love of life and love of family and the support that I know she's given to all of us in this room, I think it's something we all carry with us. And, you know, I hope that one day I can, you know, have a space like this celebrating me. And I hope that we all have that space too. And I take with me everything. So thank you, Popo, wherever you are. That's it. Thank you all.
Set the camera. So we got one, I guess, one final speech, grandkids, Steph and Dave. And then I think we have time after that for a few songs. I think we got that going.
My name is David. This is my sister Stephanie, and we are the grandchildren. We're the grandchildren of Tom and Dorothy. Growing up with our Popo, there was never a time when we didn't know just how much she loved us. She even gave us our own special nicknames and lovingly called us her Fitzy Doodles. One day our Yaya asked, "Why are you calling them that?" She looked at him and smiled and said, "That's my nickname for them. You can figure it out on your own." Our Popo had a good sense of humor and was always up for a game of Scrabble or Chinese checkers against her grandkids. Celebrating the holidays was always fun because she would be our captive audience for plays that the grandkids would put on. And she even dressed up as a hippie for one of Stephanie's themed birthday parties. Popo was not only the grandma who did it all, she was also the grandma who captured it all, from behind her camera lens. Because of her, we have thousands of memories documented in photographs. What is even more amazing is that each photo captures the magic of the moment as she was experiencing it. As a result, we can now relive precious times that we otherwise may have forgotten, and we can do so through her perspective. Moments like picking apples and lemons in our grandparents' garden, attending ballets and symphonies in San Francisco, going on elder hostel trips, summer family get-togethers at Tahoe, and the Rotting Ben Club, and watching pretty much all the shows offered at the Berkeley Rep. Our Popo also captured our accomplishments such as building a birdhouse, winning soccer games, setting personal swimming records, performing theater plays, and graduating from high school. She even pinned Stephanie during her nurse pinning ceremony at the University of San Francisco. And of course, she made sure to document the simple times where we would just sit right next to her as she read to us from her books. Even when she was away traveling, we knew she was thinking of us and would bring us treasured gifts like handcrafted dolls and clothes from exotic places to prove it. As you can see, whether it was through educational, emotional, or cultural development, our grandmother played a pivotal role in molding our family into who we are today. Popo, we promise that your lessons, love for travel, and cultural exposure will live on through ourselves, children and grandchildren. Even though they will only know you through pictures, stories, and name. You forever left your mark on us. We Fitzy Doodles love you and miss you.
Are you ready to sing a few songs?
Just a few.
Well, let's Yeah, so I think there's somebody in here that wants to sing songs, but he doesn't want to sing them by himself necessarily. I mean, he will. I can give him the microphone, and you can just sit here and listen to him, or you can join in. We're going to pass out some song sheets. We asked them to cap the songs at 3, so we can get out of here today. But let me read you a quick poem while they're passing out the song sheets. This is anonymous. I don't know. I just came across it on the internet. If I should go before the rest of you, break not a flower, nor inscribe a stone, nor when I speak, nor when I'm gone, speak in a Sunday voice. But be the usual selves I've known. Weep if you must. Parting is hell, but life goes on. So sing as well. So we're going to sing. Good old anonymous. No, that would be erroneous.
Do you want me to take this, or do you want to keep it?
So what are we going to start off with?
Excuse me.
Home? Home. Oh. You want the microphone? Is that it?